So it is November the 15th, 2018, at 3:42 in the afternoon. And we watched this yesterday, Won't You Be My Neighbor? And I was just weeping because I love him. And my dad used to actually watch Mr. Rogers. I didn't watch it. But so every time I see Mr. Rogers, I think of my dad, because he was actually quite a bit like Mr. Rogers. And he liked to watch it. So he aspired to be like Mr. Rogers. And anyway, so I was weeping, and you know, it's just so beautiful. You know, especially the part I liked best with Coco the gorilla. I shouldn't have given away that it was Coco, because everyone has to watch this. When you first see the gorilla with Mr. Rogers, you're like, is that a guy in a gorilla suit or something? Because it totally, the way that Coco is acting seems human. So anybody who has any doubts about other species having consciousness or what being people, look into Coco. Anyway, but this was wonderful. So I was weeping, and I looked back to James, and he was weeping too. Because they did such a good job on this. It's so beautiful. So everyone needs to watch this, that's all. And so we had quite a productive day. I did a lot of yard work, and I have some serious pain. I feel like a scorpion's pinching my leg and my back. Had a hard time walking. Anyway, you see, I'd left these ones here, and I forgot about them. I kept forgetting about them because I thought, oh, they'll be fine, you know, I'll remember them because they're right by the door. And I didn't. I see them all the time, and I didn't remember them. But see, I feel this? I'll show you. See that? Pinchy? No good. And you look at the roots, not white. And so anyway, we went to James's because I had a whole bunch of cannas there, and we hadn't gotten to them. And I was like, oh, well, you know, they're insulated under the soil, under the snow, because we had snow. And so maybe they're okay. And I thought, well, the ones in the planters, they're not going to be. And when I noticed I'd forgotten these in here, I was like, no. But anyway, to my surprise, now these ones in the metal container, no good. But James is like, oh, go get them anyway, you never know. And I'm like, I know. Not white roots, squishy, no good. But he's like, go do it. So I brought the cutting board out. I'm gonna cut the tops off. I'm gonna knit, but there's no point. This is dead. But anyway, so the ones at his place, I pulled up the ones in the plastic pots first. That I had some plastic planters with a bunch in there, and no good. But maybe-ish, so better than this. This is terrible. And yeah, metal didn't work nearly as well as plastic, and ceramic worked better than plastic. There was 2 in a big ceramic pot, and I think they're gonna make it. Roots are still white, ground was pretty frozen, but when a plant is healthy, even really cold temperatures, not too cold, but sometimes they make it. So those ones the ones in ceramic might make it. The ones in plastic, I don't know. The ones in metal, no. But the ones that were in the ground, all alive and well, like so healthy. They even, I did break off a few of, like I was showing you the little nubbin here, because they were already, since we had a few days here of warm weather, they were sending up they thought, oh, it's spring again. Poor things. And I broke some of them off, unfortunately. So, but anyway, James making me get these ones, so I guess I'm getting them, but it doesn't make any sense. They're dead. You can see they're dead. I know they're dead. But James is like, oh, you never know. And I'm like, I know. So anyway, I'll clean these up, and that's that. So, all I had to say was, watch Won't You Be My Neighbor. So wonderful. I think that's the best documentary I've ever seen about anything and anyone. So good. So watch that.